It's America's stupidest podcast. Think NPR for dummies. This is the McGonigal Podcast. Over to you, dummy.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of the McGonigal Podcast. As my shirt says, NPR for dummies. Meet the press for stupid people. We're back with another episode. Another great episode. We have a great panel tonight. Two great comedians and podcast hosts. On my right, always funny, but glad he's back. Dave Primiano is here, back again.
Glad to be here.
On my left, comedian and host of the Kensil Culture podcast when he feels like showing up. John Kensil is here. Here. I just want to tell you, folks, we're recording this on Father's Day, which you would think, it'd be hard to get a podcast on Father's Day, but luckily we had three childless cat ladies sitting here, so we were able to get together a panel. It wasn't that hard to get together a panel. It really wasn't. A lot easier than you think it was. But we'll try to do an hour of stupidity. We don't want to disappoint anybody, but we'll put together a good hour of good, stupid content, and my gray sideburns are always nice today. They always make a nice thing on YouTube, my gray sideburns. So how you guys doing? Pretty good? Anything happened this week before we get into topics? Anything interesting? Anything? Nothing happens in my life.
Nothing interesting.
No, I did a show last night in Westchester in a guy's backyard.
Nice.
And
nice.
It was,
There's the height of comedy.
Actually, it was a good time. It was Mike Rainey from the Dad Meat and Ryan Foster and those guys. And it was a real fun time. And the guy's a barbecue enthusiast. So he had a table 15 feet long with pulled pork, and I was really good time.
Yeah, I've done backyards. I was always thoroughly embarrassed when I did backyard shows. I've done a few of those, but then again, I'm embarrassed at all my shows. So what the hell?
A few, yeah. Then I had to move. I didn't like all these comics knowing where I live.
What the hell? All right, I guess we'll start off this week. The big plane crash in India. You see, one guy survived.
Yeah. Yep.
One guy survived, and that guy, the luckiest guy in the world, for like 5 minutes. Then he remembered that he still lives in India. And but for 10 minutes, he was lucky. He was lucky for a minute. Would you consider yourself lucky if you survived, but you still lived in India, Dave?
No, I don't. I survived not get,
I mean, you're kind of hoping the plane goes down if you're going back to India. Maybe what's the point?
Where was the plane supposed to take him?
Yeah,
Just from one corner of India to the next? Or?
I think they were going to London, actually. I think the plane was going from India to London, I believe.
Yeah, I could get an excuse out of going to London, too.
But, I mean, the poor guy, he thought he was lucky, then he remembered. John, would you be lucky if you want to live in India?
Oh, man. I saw the video, too. The plane just took off, went right down.
Well, I mean, anything that has Air India on the side of it, I'm probably not getting on. There's a good chance I'm not getting on. I'll walk. I can walk from here to India to London. Yeah, I'll take my chances walking.
I'm thinking
Air India. Give me that leaky canoe. I'll try that over Air India.
The stewardess has that. Slurpee curry.
Exactly. Who's getting on that? Air India.
Oh man.
I don't trust. I don't even. We make Spirit look good.
Yeah, I don't trust American.
Yeah, exactly. So India.
Not just the company, like all of them as a whole.
People with their support chickens.
Air India. How do you think the bathroom smells on Air India? How do you think that smells? Holy mackerel. That's probably why the pilot went to the bathroom and passed out. That's why the plane crashed.
Yeah, it's one of the bathroom door open.
God. Air India, just right there. I can't believe any planes with Air India on the side of it actually make it. There's only one crashing? You think it'd be once a week?
Oh, exactly.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Air India. I mean, there's a lot of countries though I wouldn't get. Air Pakistan or Air
Those planes don't normally land either, but for different reasons.
Yes, that's true.
Absolutely. Different reasons the Air Pakistan don't land.
There some lady, she was late for 10 minutes. She got stuck in traffic. She
got stuck behind a cow.
I was just saying,
down the highway. That damn cow. Now she's back here petting the cow. Thank you. You saved me.
Cows earn their reputation there if that's the case, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Sacred cow. Absolutely. But as soon as I heard about it, they said only one plane crash from India. who would get on an Air India plane?
They could walk. You know?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You better
To the island?
swimming through the You better go swimming through the Ganges River than just going on Air India. I don't know.
You watch this online how they travel over there. They love riding trains and hanging out the doors like waving. And they always get hit by a pole. Like they always get
hit by a pole. There you go.
Or the other videos, I wonder if the plane was like there are trains over there. They have it's way overpacked. There's people hanging on the roof. If the plane had that, like people that hanging all over it.
But they only said one person in the plane survived. How are those people?
Yeah.
They killed people on the ground got killed. Like 10 people or something on the ground got killed. Not bad. You're already bad. You're living in India, and here comes a plane into your house. Like it is.
And they're at the University of 7-Eleven, and a plane lands on it.
Like 10 houses got destroyed. Total damage, $7. It was just awful. It was just an awful tragedy in India. What the hell are you looking at?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. John's got to get permission now to do his jokes. Jesus Christ. Another thing I wanted to talk about, I was reading where there's a strip club having a Caitlin Clark lookalike contest. Now, would you go to any strip club if the stripper looked like Caitlin Clark? That's a reason not to go to a strip club.
She's a basketball player?
Yeah.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark.
Really?
I don't know. Did they incorporate the basketball in their act? Or?
I maybe. I mean, that may be one way to improve it. But I mean,
like
would you?
Ping pong trip, but with a basketball.
But I mean, if I'm
launch a 3-pointer.
If I'm owning a strip club and somebody said, "Hey, we got a girl for you," and she looks just like Caitlin Clark, I'm firing him as my talent coordinator.
Yeah, I saw a strip joint that one time. I had a sign coming up. I swear to God, it said coming up, Joey Buttafuoco.
Oh, right? There you go. Who wouldn't want to go see Joey Buttafuoco?
Yeah, but it's the same thing as that. Like, who wants to see?
I actually,
It's the exact same thing.
I'd almost rather see Joey Buttafuoco in a thong than the Caitlin Clark
lookalike contest. I would check out for morbid curiosity, but I wouldn't go to see actual Joey Buttafuoco.
He was appearing there, but he's probably just dropping off beer.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark lookalike. Next week they're having a Joy Behar lookalike contest. But who would get the idea that guys are turned on by Caitlin? Are they trying to push this now that Caitlin Clark is attractive?
Are you allowed to bring your daughter to there? Like, hey, this is what you're.
This is your role model, Caitlin Clark.
Man,
good Lord, Kate. I mean, you should have somebody, have a Sydney Sweeney lookalike contest or somebody like that. Anna de Armas. Don't have a Caitlin Clark. Whose idea was that?
No, you got with that. You have to set the bar lower than higher because nobody's going to look like fucking Sydney Sweeney or Anna de Armas.
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
That's a disappointment. The Caitlin Clark. I think you can only go up on that.
Yes, I guess you could find plenty of Caitlin Clark lookalikes out there. That's true. There's probably crowded trying to get in there. Only a big crowd at the back door. Marsha Clark. Actually, Marsha Clark would be close to Caitlin Clark.
Meadowlark Lemon basketball lookalike.
I almost would rather see a Roy Clark lookalike contest at a strip club than that's for you young kids out there. Roy Clark reference. All you young kids get that. Get the Roy Clark reference. Candy Clark was pretty, though. American Graffiti 50 years ago. Again, you young kids, Candy Clark. There's a reference for you youngsters out there, you whippersnappers out there.
Skateboards.
Speaking of strip clubs, I read where there's still one operating strip club in Ukraine. They still have one strip club going, and that just tells you how horny guys are. The whole country's being destroyed. They still want to go get a lap dance.
Oh, man.
Did you imagine making them an excuse to get away from your wife with the bombs falling? No, be right back. Just got to get milk for baby. Got to get milk for baby.
Got to get vodka for baby.
That's what I think. Yeah.
But you're still going to a strip club, even though you're in the most 3 years of war to war, getting bombed by Russia. And you're still, let's get out.
They're putting like rubles in her flannel G-strings. Yeah. I can't think of a joke.
What's the
vodka room or the champagne room? Yeah.
What's the Russian currency? Is that rubles?
Is it ruble?
I don't.
Rubles.
Rubles.
It is rubles.
I thought that was Indian.
Yeah.
No, India's
Kroners. Who does Kroners?
India? I think it's two chickens and an egg. I think it was the Indian. I'm not sure. I think so though. But that is awesome. Though there's still a strip club going. All the churches are gone. The libraries, the schools.
India is called the rupee.
And the DJ's like, Natasha, went to the potato vodka room, Natasha.
Holy cow, man. Well, at least if you're a stripper and you're late for your shift, you have an excuse. My mother's house was bombed. I had to be a little late.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's one good thing.
That's something for the troops when they're going to watch their president's sitcoms.
Yeah.
We need real entertainment for these people.
The little side thing. Did you ever see that? The Zelensky's 12 years ago, he was a TV comedian.
I'd heard that. I thankfully never saw any of it.
There's a video of him and his partner where like Ukraine's Got Talent, and they went upon a grand piano. They pulled their pants down. You couldn't see it from front, and they mimicked playing the piano with their wangs. Like,
so he was stealing off Howard Stern. Now he's the president of a country.
Is that the most?
Holy
insane,
cow!
Is that the most insane thing to get elected president?
I don't think so.
I think it's par for the course at this point.
Trump was playing a few things with his penis, but not a piano. He wasn't playing a piano with his penis. I'd hate the
keyboard guy.
I wish we hadn't said he was a comedian, because now he's going to get more views in the McGonigal podcast. He's going to beat me out for views. Vladimir Wolowski, whatever the hell his name is. Vladimir Wolowski. So I was reading about a woman this past week who got in trouble with her family because she went to a funeral home, a viewing, and she took a picture of the body in the casket and started texting the picture to relatives of the body in the casket. Would you want to get a casket selfie like that?
Oh my God!
Would you be interested in? Like. Are you interested? I mean, it's not even
cremated. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's not even a selfie. It's a used to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, who would take a picture of somebody in a casket?
You better put me in a suggested pose if nothing else.
Yeah,
that's why I'm having a closed casket. I didn't want John taking a picture of next to my casket. I'm definitely having a closed casket.
Yeah. They do have people do like they live stream the services, but not the.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I mean, who would take a picture of somebody in it? I guess we should have known the way the country's going crazy with these cameras and everybody taking pictures. We should have known that was coming.
But if you're a celebrity, somebody always sneaks a.
Oh, I remember when John Lennon, somebody snuck into them. I guess they must have bribed somebody to get him, pulled the sheet down, and took a picture of his dead body.
I don't know his security detail failed twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. The poor guy had no security twice.
What book did that guy read?
Somebody in Whitney Houston took a picture of her, and they got big trouble for it. And there's Elvis, and there's James Brown.
Was there a picture of Elvis dead? Was there?
It's a faraway picture, but
really,
yeah, it was
I never saw it.
Toilet shot.
Yeah, he's right.
Pictures of Elvis, and then he actually looked better than he did the last 5 years he was alive. That's the thing about Elvis.
If you have a story about something, I got an Elvis. Well, you'll come up with it.
I don't know. I don't have anything planned for Elvis.
The big person who died this week.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I guess we'll get to that. There were a couple. Of course, we're talking about the great Sly Stone.
That's one I'll have to sit.
I was just listening. This is sick. I was listening to a podcast tribute to Sly Stone while I was having dinner tonight. That's how exciting my life is. A Sly Stone tribute. My life is so exciting. It's exciting. So I was reading about a kid in Florida who he was having an affair with his teacher, because apparently that's what you do in Florida.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yeah.
He ratted her out, and he said the reason he ratted her out was she gave a bad blowjob.
Oh, man.
This dumb kid is getting the teacher. But you were in high school, would you consider any bad job or any blowjob bad? Wouldn't you be happy to get any? But this kid is complaining and ruining this woman's life because it's a bad blowjob.
Yeah, I mean,
how's he know? He's
at the end of the day, the worst blowjob is still better than.
If I was a teenager, and a woman just said the word blowjob to me, I'd probably come. So I mean, this kid. What is this kid?
Like, did she just act like a dog with a chew toy?
Maybe she used too much teeth. I don't know, but he didn't. He said it was a baby. He turned her in.
He gave her a bit. He'll give her 1 star.
I mean, do you really want her teaching the other girls in your class?
Ladies, if you're gonna bang your teacher, make sure it's a kid who doesn't fold under questioning. Make sure it's not a squealer.
Did you put like a star next to her name, but not 2 stars? She got
a bad Yelp review for that blowjob, man. There's no question.
Once again, she was very attractive. You hear comics make jokes. They're all pretty women. Like, what's going on?
They are. Well, when you get turned in for giving bad blowjobs, you better be pretty. You better hot too. Holy cow. Giving a bad. You imagine that this smart ass kid turning her in? It's his own father probably slapped him in the head. What's wrong with you? You're getting blown in high school. Keep your mouth shut. Maybe she didn't keep her mouth shut when she was blowing. That was the whole point of it.
Our producers kept looking up the teachers. I guarantee.
You're Googling this right now. There's no.
But I bet he gets 10,000 hits from different stories.
Oh yeah, of course. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of these boys. Well, how'd the black guy get in there? What's he doing?
This is her here, right?
Maybe that's her. There's a lot of them down in Florida that are giving blowjobs to kids. There's a waiting list apparently in Florida. That's what they have in Florida. Hurricanes and horny teachers.
Man,
that's all they have in Florida.
You typed in blowjob on Google and not one blurred picture up there, right?
Yeah.
Did you pre-filter before the podcast? Is that what it is on? Are your parental locks on?
Look, she was putting Viagra in a sippy cup.
But you imagine this dumb kid?
They always tell.
You imagine?
What's that say?
Is that the kid?
No.
I'm not sure, Mike. I mean,
they probably won't show his picture if he's underage.
I didn't do that. I just read the story. I didn't look for the picture, and I was laughing so hard. I said,
It does look like I am not amused by this blowjob.
DuckDuckGo. I've never used DuckDuckGo.
How's the kid know?
How would he know
is he like little Ron Jeremy of Tallahassee?
How the hell would he know what that is?
I'm saying, his basis of comparison is probably other teenage girls.
Yeah.
Unless maybe he might have had other teachers. Maybe other teachers blew him. And this and this. And the science teacher was way better. She knew what she was doing.
The teacher threw a rainbow party for him. She was the
Holy cow. If a teacher did brush past me and at my desk, I was excited. This kid. Who? Somebody done.
You move over a little.
Oh, move over.
Me move over?
Oh, yeah. This is something crazy.
Shower.
When I was a kid, we used
Is
to
that better, Jim?
Yes.
Okay, you wouldn't want to miss one of my glamour shots up here. People tell me I look like a young Troy Donahue. You want to make sure I'm right on camera.
When we were kids, I had a hot nun teach me at St. Catherine's, Sister Teresa, real pretty woman. And I went to my reunion.
Was she wearing a habit?
Yeah.
I don't know how you could think somebody was hot in that habit. I would never.
Bring out the big ruler.
Yeah.
Gee, I misspelled a word. You might want to spank me.
Those aren't rosary beads. They're
I want the yardstick for this one.
She had rosary beads. She had Mardi Gras beads, right?
But she showed up at a reunion?
No. I went to my reunion. Whatever happened to her? And someone said, you didn't hear? I go, what? She goes, she quit being a nun like 5 years later and got married to a guy who used to be a priest.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Really sacrilegious. None of the priest banging. That's a step. That's a step up for a priest, though. He actually wanted a woman, an adult woman. That's
true.
He definitely wasn't cut out for the priesthood if he liked adult women. He definitely was the wrong guy. Wrong guy. Have you heard about these nudify apps?
Yes.
Apps where you can apparently you can put a picture of anybody and they can give you an image of what that person would look like nude. Anybody apparently.
It's anybody. It's supposed to be real accurate. They'll have like
I guess it's like it's kind of AI technology or some damn thing, but I don't understand.
Like you get like a really hot woman like Jessica Tandy. All right. You can take a picture.
Dame Maggie Smith.
It's called bananatits.com.
But see that this AI sucks because you growing up, you're always excited to see a picture of a famous woman naked. Now you don't know if it's real.
No, you can't.
Even before you know they did the Phoebe Cates scene now from Fast Eyes, it might be fake. That's no good.
I thought AI is going to put everybody out of business.
Yeah, that's no good. You want to see.
It's going to get into oblivion.
Yeah.
Actresses won't be doing nude scenes. They'll be doing that fake stuff. That ruins the whole thing.
Yep.
That ruins the whole thing.
But that thing. The ad popped up for it on Facebook. Take anybody you like and then take a picture, and it's actually pretty accurate. I mean, look,
double oof on my part.
They took me out.
I want to be sculpted.
I was swimming all day.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Nudify apps. If you could put one woman on there, though, who's never a famous woman who's never been nude, who would you pick?
Man.
I'm trying to see who's never been nude.
Share? No, I'm kidding.
I was just going through all the actresses you mentioned earlier. I'm like, I've seen all them. Dudes.
Not Caitlin Clark. We know. We already covered that. how about Taylor Swift? Would you want to see her? Would you Taylor Swift?
No, Taylor Swift does nothing.
No, me either.
Helen Hunt. No,
Helen Hunt's been nude in movies. She's been nude in movies.
So she waited way too long to do that.
Yeah. Oh, she's been nude in movies.
That AT&T girl.
Oh, yeah.
I would say her too.
You're right. You know what? Yes. That's a great pick. The AT&T or Kelly Cuoco from Big Bang Theory.
Yes,
she's probably.
I don't think she's ever done a news as far as I know.
Marky Post.
I don't know.
Nancy Reagan, you're Jason Hazelwood. Come on, Jason.
Did you say it was Nancy Reagan?
I had to get Jason back on here with that kind of quickness.
I don't want any pictures from the 40s of her. I want today's nudified.
But the AT&T girls. Yes. What's her name? Milia? I can't even pronounce her name.
Something
Ukrainian. Yeah.
But
maybe she
grew up.
She work at the last strip club.
Yeah.
There's a couple. She did some like film for College Humor, like it's got to be 15, 20 years ago, when she was really young and hot looking, that girl.
Yeah, you know, this is pretty too, the girl in the Toyota commercials.
Yeah, she's from Jen. And we don't want Flo from Progressive. No Flo.
No.
Flo doesn't do anything for you guys?
Nope.
I guess that's just a me thing then.
How about the other girls in the Flo commercials? You know, the short girl?
Oh, yeah.
She's
I don't know. On her own, but standing next to Flo.
I don't know. I kind of like her, the shorter girl. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I guess it's just me. How about Sarah Michelle Gellar, who was always at Buffy the Vampire Slayer? She was never new.
Yes.
Isn't that how you say her name?
I don't believe so.
No.
Geller?
Yeah.
No, I was trying to be polite.
I did think Stern mentioned that one time. Like she's Jewish, and she used to pronounce her name differently, like Gellar, or like Steven Seagal.
Well,
Steven Seagal.
Yeah. Just say that with the '90s stars, then Jennifer Love Hewitt would be my go-to.
Oh, she was never new, was she?
Never.
No, it's another one. Damn it.
Yeah, what are they doing? Why you're on fucking CW now?
No, she was on
Big Pictures.
She was on that one of those Rescue 911 shows.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she doesn't even look like Jennifer Love Hewitt. I was like, that's her?
That's a CW show that just happens to not be on the CW.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, all those network shows now. In the 90s, they all would have been, none of them would have been on the air because they all stink. But now
they're remaking I Know What You Did Last Summer horror movie, and she's coming back as the character from 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's a sequel.
I know what you did last summer. You went to get an appointment about your varicose veins. That's what you did last summer. Good Lord.
What you did good in the trailer. Just not 90s Jennifer.
Yes. On this TV show, she didn't look like Jennifer. I didn't know it was her.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So I read where Shaquille O'Neal is being sued because he endorsed the crypto company and people bought it and then they went broke.
Yeah, that's.
And I'm thinking, would you take financial advice from Shaquille O'Neal? Would that be the guy you go to?
Yeah, I wouldn't take crypto advice from anyone.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal, he consistently gets outsmarted by Charles Barkley on that TV show. You're going to take his advice for?
He hangs out with the general.
Financially, that's the guy I want to put my 401k in the hands of. That's my future in the hands of Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, I never heard of a financial expert. Who's the baseball guy from the Phillies that's supposed to be obsessed with stocks and bonds?
Oh, he used to be Lenny Dykstra one time, but then he went broke. It all ended up being like a Ponzi thing.
The whole thing. Brady won that also. Went broke.
There you go.
It's what finally killed off the Hawk Tuah girl 15 minutes.
Yeah, she had a cryptocurrency.
Yeah, she did a crypto coin, and then
because her fucking 15 minutes lasted way too long.
Yes,
girl that talks about sucking dick,
and then
doesn't suck dick on camera. Right?
And then she went into hiding for a while, and nobody noticed. That's the thing. You're going to go into hiding. People have to notice.
I got friends who are obsessed with that crypto coins, and I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, I bought 13 million credits." I go, "How much?" He goes, "Well, it was like $38, but when it hits, I'll be a billionaire."
People think that's going to be the currency of the future.
Yeah,
that's all I need. Something else to go broke with. Yeah, it is nerd gambling. It's nerd gambling, and you should be doing something cool like a podcast on Father's Day. Something cool, for Christ's sake. But I mean, is there anybody worse than Shaq you could put your money in the hands of? I mean, maybe Dennis Rodman, maybe he might be worse, but there aren't many people worse than Gritty. Yeah, you might be better off taking advice from Gritty than Shaq, actually. But I mean, who are you going to take? Imagine taking advice from
I don't know.
Some of these people.
Fucking general.
Yeah, no, I don't know either. Yeah,
I mean, you deserve to be broke if you took advice from Shaq. I mean, who took that advice?
Also, too, they probably gave him $100 grand to be the endorser, right? But it's his fault that they invested in Captain Crunch coin. Like some.
I hope he got more than that because he made a bundle of players. I hope he got more than 100,000, but who knows?
Did you ever see him live? I saw him at the airport one time. He's gigantic.
You think?
Oh my God, he's so freaking big. Oh my God.
It's like that old Chris Rock joke when they talk about how Kobe, like when he was on trial for it, he looks all cute and innocent. That's because he's standing next to Shaq.
Yeah.
Really 6'8" in person.
Well, I remember Tina Fey on Saturday Night Live had the best joke about Shaquille O'Neal. There was a rumor that Shaquille O'Neal had an affair with Cindy Crawford.
Oh man.
And Tina Fey said that this can't be true because there's no reports of Cindy Crawford being broken in half.
Wobbling down the runway.
Yeah. Man, if you're right about splitting in half. Like they could put like missing cat posters on his Wango upcoming carnivals.
Well, while we're on the subject of the basketball, I was reading what the Puff Daddy trial was going on, and it came out this week that Puff Daddy used to give his girls who were these freak-offs NBA nicknames. Like one girl was Kobe, one girl was Shaq, one girl was LeBron. I mean, can you imagine?
I'm trying to think which one I'd prefer if I were a sex trafficked young lady.
And there was a guy who couldn't get in the hole, so they called him Ben Simmons.
I would probably get Curly Neal.
And there was a girl who needed she couldn't bang back-to-back days, so they called her Joel Embiid. But he's handing out these nicknames to people. I mean, NBA. Would that make you?
I mean, Kobe's kind of an ironic one.
Would that make you hot for a girl? Hey, I'm going to bang Kobe Bryant. I think that might turn you off.
I'd probably get someone from the Washington.
I would definitely. Well, good because the banging Kobe Bryant one comes with a big payout.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's true.
Like $9 million ring.
Why would you use those nicknames? Name them after girls and name them after NBA.
I'd probably use like people from the Washington Generals.
Hey, how'd you do with the freak off? Well, not too great. I banged Cornbread Maxwell. Wasn't my night.
Cornbread Maxwell.
For God's sake, I was with Marvin Barnes tonight. It was great. That's another reference for young kids out there, Marvin Barnes.
There's an article story about this. I hate just saying the Puff Daddy trial, right? But it was that's why a bunch of celebrities have left Hollywood. I'm going to go back to Connecticut. I grew up there. They don't want to be pulled in because they all went to those parties.
Oh, sure they did. They all went to that stuff. But
the ones that played the Epstein Island like a limbo bar.
Yeah.
Hitting their nose on the duty party. So at least.
Didn't he have
Los Angeles is going down anyway, but it's not what it was anymore. It's not the celebrity. They don't film anything out there. All the comedians are moving. I mean, it's not now it's just a place where you have Mexican riots. There's no showbiz.
They had a fire truck
just
full of
wave the
KY
Mexican
jelly.
flag on the corner and dare the cops to do anything to you. It's really cool out there now. Get the houses cheap now. If you wait, get a nice little bodega on the corner. But they're giving out NBA nicknames. You got to be kidding. Who was Chaka Thunder? Was it Chaka Thunder? And I wonder. Or?
I would go for that one. I'd have to sample.
Manute Bol.
Yeah, there you go. The tall girl. The tall, awkward girl. We'll call her Manute Bol. Good Lord. There was one short, scrappy girl. She'd Muggsy Bogues.
Oh, yeah. Spud Webb.
Spud Webb. So,
there's no worm in there.
The worm. That's right. Good Lord, Dennis Rodman.
Stay away from Larry Bird.
Yeah, stay away from the worm.
So we got a cheesesteak war in Philadelphia. You see what Skinny Joey? They asked him about the other guy who owns Skinny Joey Molino has his own cheesesteak place now. And he was doing an interview and they asked him about Andrew, the guy who owns Angelo's, which is the hot place.
Yes.
And he supposedly went off on a rant about that guy's a fucking rat. I know he's a rat. But what was he ratting about? Was it provolone or what was it? He owns a cheesesteak place. He's a rat.
He put the head in the bed and he had the rest
he's
of the
a rat.
Put it in cheese.
He's a rat, so he's in the Outless protection program.
Without protection. Yeah,
I can't say it right.
I like it though.
Angela's supposed to be one of the best pizzas.
That's the hot place now. But then that's the place the neighbors were complaining. The lines are down. All the customers are sitting on their steps and stuff. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't get afraid of overpriced stuff, man. You can just get a cheesesteak anywhere. They're all the same. It's meat and cheese on a roll. They're all the same.
He has a podcast.
going to be the most controversial thing you said.
And he's got this podcast beat, but
but he's
skinny. I'm trying to get on here to plug mine.
but he has no filters. I think he's going to say the wrong thing, like he just did with this one.
Well, they call the other guy a rat, but the guy selling cheesesteaks, he's a rat.
But 2 weeks ago, they had showed a clip of Skinny Joe, and the co-host goes, "Yo, dude, what do you think of De Niro?" He goes, "Fuck him. He's a drunk."
You see, this is what he's saying about Angela. He got up on the screen here. I've never been across a rat. They would put it off the magazine, wouldn't even print his long read. Apparently, God knows what he was slandering a guy, and I guess they didn't want to get sued.
a long profanity, long-winded tirade against Angelo's owner.
Yeah, well, Philly May can't print that because they'll get sued.
For the sake of the length and legal concerns, we can't.
Yeah, legal don't get sued because God knows what he's saying about the guy. He's just making stuff up. Joey Molino.
Was this it here?
Because he's all made a big thing about this fucking article in Philadelphia Magazine. Now, if you read the article, and the guy left a few things out, I'm not hating on Angelo. I didn't even know his name was Danny. I thought his name was Angelo. He's a fucking rat, 1,000%. If you read the question, it's in the fucking article. I said, we have the best cheesesteak in Philly. And then he didn't put this part in. He said to me, well, what other cheesesteak?
Yeah, who's your second?
I said, be honest with you, I ain't ate fucking cheesesteak. I live in Florida. They got no cheesesteaks. They got a place in Delray, fucking horrible.
Yeah.
I said, I ain't ate a cheesesteak in fucking 25 years. And he said, what about Angelo? He brought him up.
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing about Angelo's.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm hating. Listen, I told him he was open for 6 years. I used to play gin down the street.
Yeah.
He was half a block from us. I never ate his pizza or his cheesesteak. He's a fucking rat. Now everybody thinks I'm hating. I ain't hating on him. And I'm going to prove to you that he's a rat. I'm going to bring the guy on that told him. The guy went to fucking jail.
Yeah.
So all that bullshit, I ain't going to give you paperwork. I'm going to bring the fucking guy. He told on.
Everything that you say, you have receipts.
Now, see, that's how entertaining the McGonigal podcast is. We have to play other podcasts to make mine more entertaining. That's how entertaining we're.
His response was focused, though, never dwelled on.
And on the bright side, with Joey Molino, we found somebody who says the word fuck more than Mike Clemens. Finally found somebody. I didn't know it was possible.
Fuck that place. He used to stake him.
Fuck him. Fuck that guy. I'm going to bring the guy on, prove he's a rat. It's a good thing he's not playing into any Italian stereotypes. Thank God. Thank God he's not doing that.
There was a real popular clip that went around 30 years ago of people talking about John Gotti. And they're like Brooklyn guys. And the reporter goes, what do you think of John Gotti? And the murders and the crimes. And the guy goes, murders, what murders?
I love that clip.
They found that guy today. And the guy
today
they found the guy who said murder. What murder?
He's become like a meme kind of.
Yeah.
I thought you meant they found his body.
Oh, no,
Lord.
So the guy goes, murders, what murder? He goes, by the way, how'd you find me? And the guy goes, I use voice recognition technology. And he goes, can you say it again today? And he did it again. Murder, what? Man, he didn't kill nobody.
Hey, what are you talking about? A couple guys, they find a body. Anybody could kill. What do you mean?
Guy,
How you know? Who told you that? Who told you that? Your mother should be ashamed of that kind of stuff. Here's something I wanted to ask you about. There's driving around my neighborhood, which is really getting sparkling, my neighborhood lately.
Yes.
So there's a Chinese laundromat, and they have a sign in the window, handwritten, that says about the laundry, "We do for you." Not full service. We do for you. That's how they're promoting their full service. Written on a piece of cardboard.
That's the guy's name who owns it.
Yeah. Would you take your laundry to a place that can't even have a real sign? They just have a handwritten sign that says "We do for you." Would you really?
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Same with the Chinese delivery guys that can't figure out how to buzz up to my apartment. They know what they're doing. They're just creating a thing where I can't haggle with them. Because
Yeah, I had a Chinese.
what's the point?
I had a Chinese delivery guy knock on my door one time. I don't know what he was saying. He wasn't looking for my house. I didn't know what the hell he was saying. But I mean, they look like bed bug factories. Some of these Asian laundromats. I don't know. But I mean, maybe if you had a sign that said "full service," not a handwritten sign, "We do for you."
Oh man,
We do.
Now, that's going to be the best dry cleaning you'll ever get, though.
I don't know. I mean, unless they're doing extra services in the back, man, with the nieces, I can see.
That's
But
the best dry cleaning you'll ever get.
my dad used to take us to a Chinese restaurant. He loved it there.
Uh-oh.
Well, the guy made new signs, and instead of small chicken fried rice, it said SMA. not LL or SM. It's a SMA.
What does SMA stand for?
Small, but that's how they abbreviate. They made their own homemade sign, right? So the guy came up, and my dad said, "Yeah, I'll take a small pepper steak and a la Coke."
Now I'm guessing, knowing your dad, he was going there just so he can make Charlie Chan jokes and do crazy voices. I remember your dad. I could just why he was going. He had nothing to do with the food. He was going to go, yeah.
This is the chop suey Louie do something to this.
Yeah, I can just imagine why your dad wanted to go there.
You guys are bold messing with the people that make your food.
I know.
There's no way he cared for the food. He probably didn't even eat the food. He just went there for the comedy.
The Chinese takeout place I go to never have the heat on in the wintertime. It's ice cold always in there. And the pepper they sell, the dry pepper, it's the hottest pepper in the world. Your eyeballs are sweating.
What you need heat for? Put coat on. Put extra sweater on. Your mother never give you a sweater for Christmas? You gotta have a coat. What you mean heat? Feel good in here.
There goes your SNL career.
Stand next to each other. Body heat. Yeah, I hope that guy who runs that website. What's his name? Seth Simon. That finger pointing guy.
That launches you to the next level.
Yeah, there you go. You ever go on that humorism that site he has?
No.
Well, it's just where he just finger points at people, and he when you read the about, we explore the dark side of comedy, the racists, the haters, and you douchebag. You're like a third grade girl pointing fingers and tattletaling on people. Joey Molino will call you a rat, brother. I can guarantee that. He wouldn't go for you at all.
He's a kingmaker.
Yeah. Well, yeah, went the wrong way.
Yeah.
Way. But did you see this week Antonio Brown is being charged with murder?
I did see that.
Antonio Brown. To me, it's the curse of Tom Brady, because first it was Aaron Hernandez, and now it's Antonio Brown. If you catch a pass from Tom Brady, you're going to be charged with murder.
Hernandez killed those people before he ever caught a pass from Tom Brady.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't get caught until afterwards. And I think Gronk was murdering the English language on the Fox pregame show. I mean, if you get involved with Tom Brady, you're going to.
I mean, it's a pretty strong case against him, because they said his shoulder pads and his jersey were left when he stormed off.
And Ray Rice wasn't there to clean up after him, to hide it for him?
Ray Lewis. Ray Rice just punches women in the
That's right. What's one of those Rays? I can't keep most. Ray Lewis, you're right. Ray Rice does the De Niro imitation on an elevator when he's dragging a woman's body. You can't get up. You can't get get on your 2 feet. But Antonio, was anybody surprised though that any NFL wide receiver would be in trouble? I mean, it's not in trouble.
I mean, his last thing was jerking off at a hotel pool, and you could just see other people.
Oh, man.
There you go.
That's right.
There you go, jerking off at a hotel pool. You see, that's the kind of he's the kind of guy who would never rat out his teacher. If his teacher gave him a blowjob, he wouldn't turn her in. He would say she did a great job. He would not turn her in. Antonio Brown. Didn't Tom Brady have him living in his house for a while when he was at Tampa Bay and he brought him down there?
Guest house, but maybe.
I think maybe it was the guest house, but I thought he had him living in his house. Maybe that's why Giselle took off. He was afraid she was going to get shot. Maybe that's why she left. She must have been thrilled at that. Yeah, my friend Antonio moved in for a couple of days.
Hit OJ numbers?
Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez had the wrong lawyers. He should have got OJ's dream team. He would have got out of it.
True.
He would have got out of it.
Oh, man.
I was reading about Jeff Garland. See what happened to Jeff Garland this week? Jeff Garland.
Yes, I saw it. That's something.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No.
He was doing stand-up at a country club, and he demanded the money up front in cash. And when they got there, they didn't have the money for him. They were going to pay him in a check, so he stormed out. But here's the thing. He was only getting paid $800.
Right.
You're on this gigantic. That's how depressing comedy is. Even being on this gigantic favorite sitcom that everybody loves, and you still can only get $800 for your stand-up.
Do you think
too? He's on these 2 sitcoms that people love, and he can only get $800.
Do you think maybe he chickened out because Larry David wasn't there to say quietly the thing he just yelled?
And Susie wasn't there to curse him out and make it even funnier? Or George Segal wasn't around to two very popular sitcoms, and he can't get more than $800 for a show.
It was a country club in Pasadena.
That's how depressing comedy is.
$800, and then But
they killed him off in the Goldbergs, even though the dad was still alive or whatever, because he was making suggestive jokes.
Yeah, wasn't he being like real crude and rude and just a boorish guy? Yeah, I guess he had made enough. I guess he had all the $800 gigs lined up. That he figured, fuck the Goldbergs, I don't need it.
His own manager came out and goes, I don't know why he did it. I don't know why he did it. And he interviewed the person who organized the show. We told him, by the time you're done, I will have the cash for you, or I'll bring it up to you. I'll give you the cash tomorrow morning. I'll get the. And he goes, no, I'm not. How he talks, I'm not doing that. He stormed out. Right? But he did a one nighter at Helium years ago, he's like all right. He's an improv actor. He's not really a comedian, right? And he was yelling at the audience. This wasn't. Not meanly, but they weren't getting his jokes. He goes, come on, people, there's jokes up here. And he's telling stories about that only insiders in Hollywood know about. But that was
who was he roommates with before he was famous? Was it Conan? He was roommates with somebody in Chicago before he was famous. It may have been Conan.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But but I mean, 800. I was so depressed about that. That's the 800. I know comedians who get 800. They aren't as famous as him. 800.
Yeah,
that's it.
$800 bucks.
Jesus God.
Oh my God. And
you couldn't do better than that.
And it sucks. How did the story even get out?
Somebody from the country went to make him look bad.
Yeah.
I'll say a whole audience.
But probably somebody from the what?
It was Conan.
Conan O'Brien as a roommate.
It was Conan who was his roommate? Yeah. Right, I thought so. But I mean, somebody from the country club wanted to make him look bad, so they leaked it. They called somebody in the media. I guarantee that's what happened. But I was like, man, you got to be kidding.
He's got a bad rep now.
$800 after all that success, you only get the comedy sucks.
Did you see what they
sucks?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you just might as well do it for the love of the game.
Yeah. And that show, the Goldblattbergs,
they were the neighbors.
Yeah, it's supposed to take place in Philadelphia, like where we live, like Bustleton and Jenkintown area.
Jenkintown, yeah, that's where the kid who invented it was from, right?
But when Jeff Garlin got shit canned, they had to use him like scenes, like they had to show his presence,
like AI or something.
Yeah, and they took scenes from like the first season. He's like walking by the kitchen sink.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an autobiographical show. So they had like kill the dad when the dad didn't die in real life.
Yeah. So the show takes place like in the 80s. And so all he says like the Hooters and Flyers.
Well, they had Ruben Amaro Jr., the Phillies former general. They had him playing his father, Ruben Amaro Sr., who actually played for the Phillies.
Yeah, they did something funny there too. The Adam Sandler movie, The Wedding Singer. There's a competing wedding singer played by John Lovitz. Yeah, and he's like, I'm going to get him now. And he smiles, and the curtain slowly closes on him. Well, on the Goldbergs, they're looking for singers for like a prom, and John Lovitz came in as that character.
Oh, that's funny. I like that kind of stuff when you bring a character back from another. Yeah, I always think that's funny. All right, so this week, as John said, Brian Wilson died from the Beach Boys. And
that's the one.
What's that?
I was remembering another big death happened this week, and it slipped my mind.
Here's the thing. He once supposedly had several mental breakdowns. One time he went into his bedroom supposedly for a year and didn't come out.
Lucky.
I read that.
Is there in your mind, who's the most likely Philadelphia comedian to spend a year in their bedroom? Do you have any idea? I mean, to spend a year depressed in their bed, probably a lot of them, right?
Who's not going to, you don't want to touch that.
If you help bring Charles Manson into popularity, I'd have gotten hiding for a year.
That was his brother, Dennis Wilson. That wasn't him. That was Dennis.
That's by proxy, because no one would know Dennis if they didn't know him.
That was Dennis. That was Dennis and Neil Young. You can't blame Brian for that
safari
one.
with me. Like Charles Manson writing beach songs about killing Sharon Tate.
Brian was too busy having breakdowns every 5 minutes.
Because all of that certain period, like God only knows, like the layers of harmonies and the wall of sounds, but he must have been popping, doing whatever he was doing. Drugs.
I was listening to an interview that he did with Terry Gross from 1988. They were replaying it this week on Fresh Air, and he was talking about all the drugs he was doing in the 60s. Yeah, he was out of his mind with all the drugs.
I think he was burnout. Like for inspiration, you heard this. He had a ton or two tons of sand dumped in his living room with a big grand piano, and he thought if he could put his toes in sand to help him write beach music, but his mind wasn't thinking right. But there's a famous story where in like 1974, 75, when John Lennon was out in Los Angeles. And that
At the Grammys? You saw him at the Grammys when he went up to Alice Cooper and Bernie Taupin, that whole thing?
It's a great story. Yeah. And it was the after dinner party. It
was the after party at the Grammys, and it's Alice Cooper and John Lennon and Bernie Taupin. Bernie Taupin is Elton John's songwriting partner. And Alice Cooper whispers to Bernie Taupin, "Hey, can you introduce me to John Lennon?"
No. But Brian Wilson asked.
Brian Wilson says to Bernie Taupin, "Can you introduce me to John Lennon?" So he introduced John. This is Brian Wilson, and Lennon says, "Oh, Brian, I'm a big fan. Me and Paul loved your music." And he leaves. And about 10 minutes later, he goes up to Alice Cooper. Brian Wilson does, "Hey, can you introduce me to John Lennon?" And Alice Cooper introduces him, and John Lennon says, "Oh, Brian, it's nice to meet you. I'm a big fan. The Beatles love the Beach Boys." He leaves, and they look at John Lennon, and John Lennon says, "I've met him 100 times. The boy's not well."
Yeah. Alice Cooper said, "I can't believe you guys never met." He goes, "I met him 100 times." I just read something today. In 1972, Elvis was recording at some famous recording house in L.A., and Brian Wilson was recording next door. And this is when he was like heavy and big with a beard. He goes walking in, he goes, and Elvis stares at him like, "Who the hell's this guy? Don't have security?" And he goes, "Hi, Elvis, I'm Brian." And he goes, "Oh, nice to meet you." And he goes, "You want to come next door and listen to what I'm working on?" And Elvis like looks around and goes, "Yeah, sure." And then Brian Wilson said, "I remember Elvis liked karate." And he goes like a karate chop. Well, he goes, Elvis did a karate chop back to him, but really hit him like whack on the arm. And Brian goes, "It hurt."
Then the other story I heard about Brian Wilson, which I bet it's not true, but it's a funny story. He's doing a concert, and Don Henley from the Eagles comes backstage to meet him, and he's got his vinyl copy of Pet Sounds, the Beach Boys legendary album.
I read this.
I'm not sure. I question his story. And he asked him if he was signing. So Brian Wilson signs it. "Don, thanks for all the great music," and gives it to him. And then Don Henley's leaving, and Brian Wilson says, wait a minute, calls him back, takes the album back and crosses out "great" and writes "good." Like, thanks for all the good. I don't know if he would really insult him like that. I mean, that is funny. If it is true, it's funny. But I don't. That's pretty good.
People's are the butt of a lot of jokes.
I got a good Brian Wilson CD. He recorded it live at the Home Shopping Network or QVC, the one in our area. It was in Malvern. He recorded it live, and it's actually really good. And he had to do the other Beach Boys voices. He had Michael Sembello from Maniac from that, and Christopher Cross.
Wow, really?
They're recording the harmonies.
John Stamos?
Yes.
Well, John Stamos played drums later. Dennis Wilson was the drummer, right? And he drowned.
Yeah,
which is ironic that one of the Beach Boys drowned.
Yeah.
That is the funniest thing.
And he was the only one who served.
Actually drowned.
That's like Paul Walker levels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
One of the Beach Boys. John Lennon, he wrote the song "Happiness is a Warm Gun," and he got shot. So there you go.
I just read that John Stamos first played with them in 1985 at that Washington Memorial thing. Remember that the guy?
Right. Well, that James Wild. That was after Dennis Wilson drowned in '83 or '84.
And
so
but he's been with them like ever since, like on and off and on.
Yeah, on and off. Yeah, John Stamos. But speaking of rock and roll, this week I read where somebody stole a guitar from the band Heart. So it was a big thing. They stole the guitar, and I'm thinking, if you're going to risk jail. Would you pick somebody better than Hart to steal something from
What's with this?
Jimmy Page or the Hart? That's whose guitar you're going to steal, really?
Wilson's a famous guitarist in her own right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you're risking jail. Get a good guitar. Get Keith Richards' guitar.
I've always said when you watch like the Pawn Stars, right? I have Jimi Hendrix guitar. All right, you can pay $1.2 million. So you're going to get. What are you going to do? And you go, "Well, you put it on the wall." People go, and that's it. You get 12 seconds of and you go, "Where's the pizza?"
It's not the one he set on fire.
Yeah.
Right?
It'd be cool if somebody gave you the guitar, somebody famous. But if you had to go and buy it, it kind of sucks. You didn't really
think Aura transfers through the strings. Like, oh fuck, I was shitty on that guitar, but for some reason I just know how to play this.
I have a friend who's a Civil War reenactor, Milkman. He saw the Elvis movie from 2 years ago about Elvis.
He's the only person who could go from Milkman to Civil War, and the Civil War, he's actually lowering his social life.
Well, he said for the kid who played Elvis. Yes. All right.
But John makes it like he's going around the houses like the old days with the white cap on, and he's delivering milk to stores.
I think actual Civil War soldiers a more recent job than
he's talking about the Elvis movie. The kid Austin Butler played Elvis in the movie, and he goes, the family let him hold Elvis's guitar for 45 minutes. Like, what's that going to transfer?
Does he play it? Yeah. Like, all right, it's getting kind of heavy now.
But I don't know, to me, if you're going to steal a guitar, shoot better than hard. Hard, I mean, come on. So this whole week we had the big thing out in L.A. with the ICE and the raids and the deportation. I read where Dr. Phil was embedded with an ICE group. He was actually going with ICE on some of the deportation rate. Dr. Phil. Now, it's not bad enough you're getting thrown out of the country. That jerk off Dr. Phil is standing there when they come get you. Could you imagine anything more humiliating than Doctor? It's not bad enough.
Maybe Maury Povich.
Yeah, but
you are not a citizen.
Let me see your ID, Paco. Why do you think that?
I mean, why don't they bring in Montel Williams?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine Dr. Phil? Who's going to be how about the My Pillow guy, Mike, whatever his name is?
He would love that.
He would love it. That hump.
Jenny Jones and
I mean, why would you let Dr. Phil
Sally
be part
Jesse.
of that? That's ridiculous. How embarrassing! It's not enough. You're in the middle of your quinceanera and a raiding, and then Dr. Phil showing up.
Oh my God!
Lord.
The guy's like, "Oh, no, I know that's Rob Weiner." But they one of the dude, he mentioned Dr. Phil. Let's take a little side story. One of the best things I ever saw. Remember, like in the 90s, a guy who had a videos called Bum Fights.
I remember bum fights.
They
Yeah,
would pay bums like $1,000 to fight each other, and they would beat to show each other, and like crackheads and stuff. And he had one guy get bum fights tattooed on his forehead. He gave him like $5,000 for it. Well, he appeared on Dr. Phil for exploding
bum fights.
Well, he shaved his head to look like Dr. Phil.
Oh, we showed that. We did that. Yeah, we talked about that.
And they threw him off the show. That was what a crazy. Human existence never fails at this point.
What is the ICE? What are they? It's a government agency. What are they thinking? Letting Dr. Phil tag along on a raid? Why would they do that?
Yeah.
Dr. Phil?
Is that supposed to be good PR for you?
Exactly. I mean, that's ridiculous. You don't have enough people mad at you. You hang with Dr. Phil tag along on official raids.
The Oprah friendship's got to be over.
She's not going for that act.
Well, there's a nice experience. You can you have like race car experience.
What's his name's in the cabinet? Isn't the other? Who's the other? Dr. Oz. He's actually in Trump. Was it the FDA or something? Is that what he is?
Is he an immigrant too?
Dr. Oz. He could be. I don't know.
He is.
He could be. God only knows.
Dr. Phil's taking out his competition.
Oh, man.
But that just amazed me.
Dr. Phil ice raid. Oh, my God.
That's amazing. But while we're talking, we had the big feud. Trump and Elon Musk were feuding. I mean, that was... But do you really care about two millionaires fighting with each other? Billionaire, whatever. In Elon Musk's case, God knows how much money he has.
In wrestling, a shoot. That was like a fake.
When a guy does a heel turn or something.
Yeah, it never, and that they never break kayfabe. When never let people know it's a fake thing. But that was like then you saw afterwards, like 3 days later, they both about like Musk.
It's sort of like Andy Corbin and Jerry Lawler on a Letterman show.
Exactly.
Would have been great. They went on a show and Trump would have smacked them across the face like on Letterman. That would be hilarious.
I was leaning towards a big stage, but the Epstein Island accusation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's pretty.
But here's the thing: he said that Trump's in the files. If Trump was in the files with an underage girl,
it would have.
The 4 years that the Biden people were in the White House, they would have leaked that. There's no question they would have leaked that. That's why it can't be true.
There's Clintons all over that thing.
Oh,
yeah, but I don't think Clintons with underage girls either because they would have leaked it. I think Epstein might have been getting them women who were in their 30s and adult women, which
allowed. I'm not saying they're allowed,
but I mean, it's not kids.
Yeah,
I don't really have a problem with it.
Did you ever hear in 1998 or 99 at Mar-a-Lago, Epstein was a
Trump supposedly put him out, or so they say.
Apparently, Epstein, approached a 14-year-old girl, one of the members.
And Trump threw him out. Yeah, Trump supposedly threw him, but who knows? Maybe Trump just put him. Maybe he had to put a show on.
Yeah, put on his rubber nose and glasses.
I saw it first. Yeah, but he might have just had to do it because the other guy was a big important guy. He might have made it look good,
But 14-year-olds doing at these parties.
Yeah, that's the thing too. What a 14-year-old.
Spacey on that. Yeah. What is a 14-year-old doing at the party? Passed out.
You know what else? They did 9 or 10 trips there. Was Stephen Hawking. I said,
See, I love that. The guy was in a wheelchair and he was still getting Epstein to get him hookers. That's awesome. That is
They
awesome.
probably bought him out of shop vac with a female wig on it, wax lips.
No, but I was
type
reading
of
something
girl.
about he liked these like really like busty blonde types. Good. Listen, you gotta give Stephen what's his name, Hawking credit. I mean, he didn't give up even in his state. He still wanted to see some tits. You got to give him credit for that. Listen,
He was in the blondes. I thought he'd be more in the black holes.
There you go. Here's a type.
I like that.
I like
This
it.
is why Dave keeps getting invited back. He stays on a lot. Yeah, that's why.
That's right.
That's why he's on. That's why. I was reading about a guy who they caught him in a Walmart wearing just a cape and his tighty whities, and he was going through not the Walmart, excuse me, a dollar store. He was wearing a cape and his tighty whities, and he was going through women's underwear at a dollar store.
I would have bumped him up to Walmart.
Yeah.
Target, you got to get thrown out, but Walmart, I think you're properly dressed. Anything Walmart down, that's fine.
When I heard that, I said, I bet I opened for him at a VFW. It sounds like somebody I would have worked with at American Legion. I'm at a pickle man show somewhere. I almost had to.
Dracula.
I almost had to work with this guy. The guy's going around like that.
The cape and tidy whities.
Cape and tidy whities. He sounds like a Steve Biggs closer from the 90s.
Superman promotion.
A wrestler.
Brought the underwear back.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God.
That guy, he had to be at some open mics. He had to play the Spaghetti Warehouse with that ad. I mean, almost positive he was that. He was, but that's awesome though. They catch. What do they expect a guy like that to be? Of course, he's going to the women's underwear. At least he wasn't going to the men's underwear. At least he was normal. He was only the women's underwear. At least he wasn't a weirdo. Thank God he wasn't a weirdo.
Oh my God. A cape. Wait.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Who's buying? Well, the things that I once saw, they were selling a Bible at the dollar store. Who's buying a Bible at the dollar store? God must be. You want to tell God you're that cheap? You want to advertise, hey, God, this is how cheap. What I think of you? I'm paying $1 to get your book.
Yeah,
which translation is that? It's like Kensil's translation.
Yeah, exactly right. The puppet Bible. They had I remember years ago they had a story on. There's a recall at the dollar store. I'm like what, rubber spiders and happy birthday Raoul balloons. And like the shit you get at the dollar store, right? And those gold metal balloons. But they have and they interviewed a customer, and she goes, "Yeah, they should have quality control here. This stuff doesn't happen. Like really quality control."
You think they can afford quality control at the dollar store?
Yeah,
I think the employees are actually paying dollar store at some of these places. It's ridiculous. The one I used to go into in my neighborhood, I had to stop going in there because it was so ridiculous. The people working there, you just couldn't go there anymore.
Oh man,
it was so ridiculous. And even as cheap as I am, so if I'm stopping, that's bad. If I'm stopping, here's something I wanted. There was something that went viral. This big debate about whether you should, when you're going into a parking spot, whether you should back in or pull in. Like there's some people who back in to jerk off. I always back in.
I always back in.
When I'm in a supermarket or a mall or something like that, I always back into the spot.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough to do.
So you wanted people to think I'm a jerk off, but then you got to back in.
What's going on?
But then you got to back out though, and backing out is harder because backing out is harder because sometimes you can't see.
Right.
So you gotta back it one of the way. Backing in is easier. I think.
When you do it a lot too, you drove over in 2 seconds, right into it like that. But there's there's certain people of nationality and ages.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not just going to wreck my Saturday Night Live.
We're going to get on Seth Simon's website. One way or the other. We're going to get on there.
You're gonna wait half an hour. You'll be shaving, waiting for him to finally make that back end right.
I've made myself get good at it because I've done it so many times. But it's easier. You got to back. One of the ways you got to go backwards. It's easier to back in than back out. I'd much rather back in.
Also, the type that'll just walk further if I just have a spot I can pull through.
I'll pull through. Yeah, there used to be a comedian. Well, we still could. Jimmy Carroll, and he used to do a whole thing about. I love pull-throughs, and he's, let me explain what he was explaining about a pull-through. Pull-throughs are the best. Yeah. But lots of times in a big parking lot, you can't get one.
I'm not a city boy, so I'll just walk. Yeah.
Oh, the pull-throughs are the best.
Everywhere.
Yeah. There's no doubt the pull-throughs are the best. Yes. But if you had to, but you're going to have to back one way. I back in. I think it's, especially at my height, backing out. I cannot see backing out of a spot.
I mean, I'm under the belief that people need to look out for cars. Cars are higher on the food chain.
Yes.
If two things collide and one kills the other, that's the thing that should look out for the other one.
That's true.
And while I'm on, we're talking about cars and everything. I live in Philadelphia, in all these big cities. I'm having problems with bicycle and making bike lanes. This might get me in trouble. I don't think they should have bikes in urban areas. You shouldn't be riding a 10-speed bike in big cities like Philadelphia and New York. I mean, I've been in Center City. These bike riders are insane. They're flying down Broad Street or Walnut or something. What are you out of your? They shouldn't be allowed. They shouldn't have bikes on there. They should be out in rural areas.
Yeah, spit on my car because I had to slam my brakes at a green light.
Yeah.
And you had the green light.
I had the green light.
That's another thing.
He came flying by. I had to slam on my brakes, and to thank me, he spit on my windshield.
Those bike riders don't stop at lights, and they go up beside you.
Yeah.
I saw a woman getting out of a cab. This bike driver just missed her, and was an old woman. Looked like she was about 80. He would have killed her. He would have hit her. I mean, they should not be allowed in these crowded urban areas. They shouldn't have these bikes.
And the ones in Center City, Philly, they wear the GoPro things. And there was somebody posted online where somebody did something that made the bike rider upset. And he bangs on the guy, or he hits his mirror and knocks his mirror off the car with his fist.
There you go.
Well, there's this trigger in your mind, like road rage. The guy just went over and just kept getting closer. It's like he made the guy crash and really get banged up, and he took off. But he's like, didn't recognize the guy's license plate, but no one felt sympathy for him. You're a dick.
Exactly. Some of my favorite videos.
Oh my God.
Or the people blocking traffic to protest.
Oh yeah.
Whenever they get run over.
Oh, did you see
those videos?
The governor of Florida said if they're blocking your car and you run them over, you're not going to get charged.
Right.
That
governor
just made Florida violently touristic.
Yeah.
Exactly. What I mean, they give bad blowjobs from the teachers when you're allowed to run people over. So it's good and bad in Florida. We
Alligator
discovered
farms, blowjobs.
And that's what we call a callback.
There it is. That's a callback. That's a hacky callback.
Yeah.
I am a hacky call. The one guest we had on here, she told me that I was like a little index card because I always had these callbacks, which is the nicest thing a woman's ever said to me. That's the sad part.
You're
The
like an index
nicest thing a
card.
woman's ever said to me. Well, we've done about an hour, and I want to thank the guy Dave Primiano, who's always great. Hopefully, he'll be
Thank
back
you for
again.
having me.
I hope so. You have anything to plug?
Follow me on the socials because I've started doing my weekly news jokes again.
Nice.
Yes.
Dave's jokes are funny. Follow that. What give you
That's probably helpful.
Dave Prim comedy on
Dave
Twitter.
Prim comedy on everything.
There it is.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram.
Hey, TikTok. Wow.
TikTok's the one I got the biggest following.
I'm sure. I haven't gone on here yet. I mentioned don't drag my old ass kicking and screaming on there again. John, anything to plug?
Yeah, I do a podcast called Kensil Culture.
Kensil Culture.
We haven't done one recently because our co-host lost his choppers.
Yeah, and he normally is a handsome guy, so you don't want to see him without the heat. I mean, it'll kill the whole illusion.
He's the Burt Reynolds of prop comedy.
There you go.
But
Any gigs to plug, John?
No, not till August. But I'm on social media too. John Kensil on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, YouTube, Kensil Culture. Check it out. It's actually a really fun, crazy show.
I get a couple of gigs. June 21st, I'm at the Yardley Community Center. Good gig. June 21st, the Yardley Community Center in we're right next to the pinball machine and the bowling alley. The Yardley Community Center. June 21st, come check me out. And June 26th, I'm at the Sharrett Winery in Hamilton, New Jersey. So you can sip wine and then spit the wine at me if you don't like me. So there's 2 gigs you can check out. Check out me or so there'll be other gigs. Folks, thanks to Dave, thanks to John, Jim Cohen. We couldn't do the show without. See you on the next dumb episode. Thanks a lot, folks.
Comedy. Strange.